Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to do a deep dive into the world of Mr. Beast.
Ooh, exciting.
But we're going way beyond just, those crazy YouTube stunts that he's famous for.
Right.
We're really going to try to get into the mind of Mr. Beast, the entrepreneur, and all the different businesses he's building. And we're going to be using a recent interview he did on the Colin and Samir show as our jumping off point here.
I'm fascinated to see all the different directions he's going. It seems like he doesn't want to just be known for, crazy YouTube videos anymore.
Yeah, like he's playing a real-life strategy game.
Exactly.
And speaking of strategy, did you know he just launched his own show on Amazon Prime called Beast Games?
Yeah, I saw that.
And he actually said that it was keeping him up at night. He was so anxious about it.
I can imagine why YouTube and streaming platforms are very different beasts. No pun intended.
Right.
With YouTube, people can stumble across your content at any time.
Right, whenever.
But for a streaming show, you're asking people to tune in on a specific day at a specific time.
Yeah, it's appointment viewing.
It is. So you need to create something that people are actively seeking out and looking forward to.
He's even going head-to-head with, Squid Games, kind of, by making it appointment viewing.
Wow.
With the weekly episode drops.
And there's a lot of buzz around that cliffhanger at the end of episode 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah. People want to know what happens next.
I got to catch up. I'm behind.
Yeah, you got to watch it. It's a big gamble going up against these giant shows. But risk-taking seems to be a key part of his strategy.
And remember, he is going after a whole new audience here, people who maybe don't even watch his YouTube channel but are watching things on Amazon Prime.
Exactly, reaching a whole new demographic.
He actually said that he blew the budget on Beast Games by tens of millions of dollars.
Oh, wow.
So he's not playing around. This isn't just, spare change.
Clearly, he's serious about this.
Yeah.
He's in it to win it.
It's just one piece of a bigger business strategy he's got going on.
Yeah, he's talked about this three-pronged approach he's got.
Yeah, what is that?
His content studio. So that's YouTube and all the social media stuff.
Right.
Then he's got his consumer packaged goods company. And then he's got software development.
Right. So we're going to get into each of those.
Yeah.
But I think it's really interesting to think about Feastables, his chocolate bar.
Right.
Because, it would be easy to think, oh, he's just slapping his name on another product.
Yeah, just another merch thing.
But he's actually trying to use Feastables to, change the chocolate industry.
Right. He's going after a big problem with that one.
The child labor issue is a big one.
Yeah, it's a huge issue. And I know some people might be thinking, oh, is this just a marketing ploy?
Right.
Is this just a way to, sell more chocolate bars? But when you look at what he's doing, it's really in depth. He's traveled to Africa to research the problem firsthand.
Wow.
He's partnering with Tony's Chocolonely.
Oh, wow. I love Tony's Chocolate.
Me too. They're known for their commitment to ethical chocolate production.
Yeah.
So clearly he's serious about making a difference here.
So he's not just writing checks to charities. He's actually building a whole business.
Exactly. He's trying to create a new model for how to do this the right way.
And that includes ensuring that cocoa farmers get paid a living wage.
Right. The living income reference price is what it's called.
What is that exactly?
Basically, it's making sure that cocoa farmers earn enough money to cover their basic living expenses.
Okay.
So it's not about getting rich, but just having enough to survive and support their families.
Right.
Which is something that many cocoa farmers currently struggle with.
Wow.
And he's not stopping there. He's also working to improve crop yields.
Really?
Yeah, he wants to help farmers increase their productivity so they can earn more money.
And I remember he was also building schools in West Africa.
Yes, that's right.
Which is amazing.
He understands that education is key to breaking the cycle of poverty and child labor.
Right. If kids are in school, they're not working on cocoa farms.
Exactly.
It's just incredible how he's approaching this from all these different angles.
It really is. He's got a huge uphill battle, though, going up against these chocolate industry giants.
Yeah.
Who've been profiting off of this system for years.
It's kind of David versus Goliath.
Exactly.
But he seems to thrive on those kind of challenges.
Yeah, he said he wants to build Feastables into a billion-dollar company.
Really?
Yeah, and he wants to set a new standard for the entire industry.
And imagine if he could actually do that. If he could actually change the way the chocolate industry works.
It's a big dream.
It is.
But he's got the drive and the resources to potentially make it happen.
It makes you wonder, is that kind of problem-solving drive part of what motivates him?
That's a great question.
I mean, beyond just making entertaining YouTube videos or making money.
It seems like he's really drawn to these complex issues.
Yeah.
Maybe he sees them as puzzles to be solved.
Which brings us to his move into software development.
Oh, yeah.
He mentioned this thing called Feastables.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And it sounds like he's trying to create a whole new tool for creators.
Yeah, think of it as like his answer to Social Blade,
Oh.
but maybe even more in depth.
So what exactly is he aiming to do with this software?
Well, it's all about data and insights.
Okay.
So he wants to give creators the information they need to make better decisions about their content and their business,
Oh, that's
like
cool.
tracking their performance, analyzing their audience, really understanding what's working and what's not.
So it's not just about building businesses for himself, it's about empowering other creators.
Exactly, leveling the playing field, especially for smaller creators who might not have access to those kind of insights.
So like he wants to change the creator economy itself.
Right, and that ambition really connects back to his work with Feastables, doesn't it?
How so?
He's not content with just playing the game. He wants to change the rules of the game.
That's really interesting. I can't wait to see what else he has up his sleeve.
Me too. This is already so fascinating. There's
Yeah.
so much to unpack here.
Okay, well, let's dive deeper into that in part 2.
Sounds good.
Okay, so before we get into like his other ventures,
Uh-huh.
I'm really curious about something he said about creators launching their own businesses.
Okay.
Like he seemed kind of critical of how a lot of creators go about it.
He basically called out this whole trend of creators just rushing to launch their own CPG brand,
TPG.
consumer packaged goods.
Oh, right. Like,
There's this thing because they have a big following, they can slap their name on anything and it'll sell.
yeah, like it's just an automatic success.
Right. But it takes a lot more than that.
It's not that easy.
No, he actually compared it to movie stars trying to become YouTubers.
Oh, that's a good analogy.
Just because you're successful in one area doesn't mean you'll be successful in another.
Yeah, it's like those celebrity wine brands you see. Like,
Exactly.
they might get a burst of sales initially, but without a good product and a good business plan.
Right. They fizzle out.
Yeah, they just fade away.
And that's where the importance of repeat customers comes in.
Oh, that's
I
interesting.
talked about that a lot with Feastables. Really? You know, it's not enough to just create hype. You need to build a brand that people trust and want to buy from again and again.
So it's not just about getting those initial sales, it's about building something sustainable.
Exactly. Long-term success.
He was pretty blunt about saying that creators who try to do everything themselves in the CPG world are likely to either like destroy their YouTube channel
Wow.
or just fail outright,
Yeah, he didn't sugarcoat it.
which I kind of appreciate.
Yeah, it's refreshing.
It's a good reminder that even someone as successful as MrBeast knows he can't do everything himself.
Right. He needs help.
And he stressed how important it is for creators to like partner with people who actually know how to run a CPG company.
Yeah, the experts in the field.
Like people who know about manufacturing, distribution, pricing, all that stuff.
all the behind-the-scenes stuff that creators might not even think about.
Right.
That's why a lot of these creator brands fail. They just don't have that expertise.
I think it's cool that he's being so honest about the challenges of entrepreneurship.
Yeah, he's not selling some fantasy.
Right. It's not like, oh, just launch a product and you'll be rich.
It's hard work. It takes dedication.
And he's walking the walk too.
He is. He's got Feastables. He's got Beast Games. He's still running his YouTube channel.
It makes you wonder, does he ever sleep?
Seriously, how does he do it all?
He's like a machine.
He has talked about constantly hiring, delegating tasks,
Right.
and building systems to manage everything.
So that's probably key.
It is. You can't do everything yourself. You need to build a team.
That's a good lesson for anyone, really.
It is, whether it's your career or a personal project.
If you want to grow, you need to learn how to delegate effectively.
He also made a point of saying that no matter what new ventures you take on, you can't neglect your core audience.
Oh, that's so true.
It's easy to get caught up in all the exciting new things.
Right. You can get distracted.
But your existing fans are the foundation of your success.
All this makes me think back to what you said earlier about MrBeast being like a problem solver.
Uh-huh.
Like approaching these huge challenges like levels in a game.
Right. And tackling child labor in the chocolate industry is a perfect example of that.
It's a problem that most companies just kind of accept.
They see it as the cost of doing business.
But he sees it as a problem that can be solved.
He's not just throwing money at it. He's trying to create a whole new system.
It's really impressive.
And he's doing it all while staying true to his core values.
What do you mean?
Entertainment generosity, making a positive impact.
Yeah, all the things we see in his YouTube videos.
Exactly. He's bringing those values into his business ventures.
So what can we, the listeners, like take away from all this?
Well, I think MrBeast's story is a reminder that success can be about more than just money and fame.
Yeah, it can be about making a difference.
About finding your passion, taking on challenges, using your skills to make the world a better place.
And it's not just about him either, it's about all of us.
We all have the potential to make an impact in our own way.
This deep dive has been so inspiring.
It has.
But I keep coming back to this question, like, what really drives MrBeast?
It's a good question.
What keeps him going at this incredible pace?
I think to answer that, we need to take a closer look at his approach to tackling child labor.
Okay.
Like, why does that specific issue resonate so strongly with him?
You've got my attention. Let's get into that in part 3.
Sounds good.
All right, so we're back. And, as we've been, unpacking all these different businesses that MrBeast is involved in,
Yeah.
it really struck me how it seems like he's driven by more than just profits.
It's true, yeah. I mean, it would be easy to just dismiss his focus on ethical sourcing and fighting child labor as just a marketing tactic.
Right.
But when you look deeper, it seems like it's something he really cares about.
Right, and you said earlier that we could learn something about his motivations by, really examining why he's so committed to this issue.
Yeah, I think if you look at how he operates, it's like he's drawn to these really complex problems that a lot of other people would just shy away from.
Right?
It's almost like he's playing this real-life strategy game where the stakes are incredibly high.
Yeah, and remember how he described, building a business? He said it's like solving 10,000 problems to go from 0 to $100 million.
Yeah, he even compared it to a video game
Right.
where each obstacle gets progressively harder.
So maybe child labor in the chocolate industry is like one of those, ultimate boss battles for him.
Yeah, it's this huge systemic problem
Right.
that most companies just kind of accept as an unavoidable part of doing business.
But MrBeast is like, nope, I'm going to take this on.
He's not just donating money, he's trying to create a whole new model
Yeah.
for how to make chocolate ethically.
Right.
And what's really interesting is that he's not just trying to make a profit with Feastables.
Yeah.
He really seems determined to prove that you can build a successful business and do good in the world at the same time.
It's like he's trying to change the whole game, not just win it.
Exactly.
And he's not afraid to put his money where his mouth is.
Yeah, he's invested a lot in Feastables, even though it's a risky venture.
So he's basically betting on the idea that consumers care about where their chocolate comes from.
Yeah, and that they're willing to pay a little bit more for a product that aligns with their values.
And he's using his platform to kind of encourage other creators to think about that too.
Right, to be more mindful of the impact of their businesses.
And he hasn't been shy about criticizing the big chocolate companies either.
No, but he's doing it strategically.
Right. He said he's waiting until Feastables is a little bit bigger
Yeah, he's building leverage.
before he really starts calling them out publicly.
Actions speak louder than words.
Right. So he wants to be able to demonstrate that there's a viable alternative.
Yeah,
It's all pointing back to this incredible drive he has.
it is
Like
true.
this desire to solve problems and make a real lasting impact.
And to leave a legacy.
Yeah, he's not content with just being a successful YouTuber.
Like he wants to do something more.
It's honestly really inspiring.
It is.
It makes you realize that we all have the potential to do something good in the world.
Yeah, even if it's just in our own small way.
We don't need millions of followers or a massive platform to make a difference.
We can all start by identifying problems that we care about
Right.
and finding ways to be part of the solution.
Well, this has been a really eye-opening deep dive.
It has.
MrBeast is so much more than just a viral video creator.
Yeah.
He's a strategic thinker, a risk taker,
A problem solver.
and someone who genuinely wants to leave the world a better place.
I agree.
So as we wrap up, I think it's worth leaving our listeners with this question.
Okay.
Can MrBeast really transform the chocolate industry?
That's a big question.
It is. And what role can we as consumers play in supporting those efforts?
Those are important things to think about.
And if you want to learn more about MrBeast's journey
Uh-huh.
and his insights on the creator economy, definitely check out that full interview on the Colin and Samir show.
Yeah, it's a great conversation.
Okay, well, that's going to wrap it up for this deep dive.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Thanks for listening.